Sophie Cunningham of the Indiana Fever has quickly become one of the most outspoken, fearless, and unapologetic voices in the WNBA. And now, she's turning heads, not only for her play on the court, but for the way she's challenging the league's control. This isn't just about basketball strategy or locker room dynamics. This is about culture, respect, fairness, and the future of the WNBA. When Sophie Cunningham speaks, other players are watching closely. And make no mistake, what she's doing right now could change the way players push back against league narratives, favoritism, and control. So today, we're breaking it all down. Sophie Cunningham's rise, how she's destroying the WNBA's control mechanisms, what it means for her teammates, especially Caitlin Clark, and why the rest of the league's players are silently watching every move she makes. Let's start with Sophie Cunningham's role. When the Indiana Fever brought her in, the narrative around Cunningham was simple. She's tough, she's physical, she's emotional, and she's the kind of player you want when you're in the trenches. She developed a reputation back with the Phoenix Mercury as someone who doesn't back down from anybody, whether it's a physical battle in the paint or a verbal clash on the court. But what's different now is the leadership role she's stepped into with Indiana. She's not just a scrappy enforcer anymore. Cunningham has become a protector of team culture. More importantly, she's become the voice that says the things other players are thinking but too scared to say. Think about it. Most WNBA players keep their frustrations about the league, the referees, and the media under wraps. They know there could be consequences for speaking out. But Sophie? She doesn't play that game. When we say Sophie Cunningham is destroying WNBA control, we're talking about something deeper than just a few sound bites. The WNBA, like any professional league, likes to keep its players in check. They want the storylines to flow in one direction. They want to control the media narratives. And they want to make sure players don't publicly expose flaws in officiating, scheduling, or favoritism. And let's be honest, if you've watched the WNBA this season, you know there's been controversy. Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenom who's drawn in record ratings, has been the target of hard fouls, questionable officiating, and even dismissive commentary from league veterans. Now here's where Sophie comes in. She isn't afraid to step up and defend her teammates, call out double standards, and highlight when things don't add up. Every time she speaks, she chips away at that control the league tries to maintain. She's refusing to let things slide, and that's exactly why other players are paying attention. One of the biggest flashpoints in all of this is Caitlin Clark. From the moment Clark entered the league, she's been both a blessing and a problem for the WNBA. A blessing because she's brought in new fans, boosted merchandise sales, and made games must-watch events. But a problem because her presence has exposed the league's flaws. The hard fouls against her, the lack of referee protection, and the bitter commentary from veteran players have all been magnified under the media spotlight. And guess who's been standing up for Clark the most? Sophie Cunningham. She's not only physically stepping in during games when Clark gets targeted, but she's also speaking out in ways that resonate with fans. She's making it clear that if the WNBA won't protect its stars, then the players themselves will. And that changes everything. Because here's the truth. Players like Clark are the future of the WNBA. If the league wants to grow, they need her healthy, confident, and supported. By openly protecting Clark, Cunningham is forcing the WNBA to reckon with its own failures. And that's a form of control the league doesn't want to lose. Now, this is where things get really interesting. Other WNBA players are watching Sophie Cunningham closely. Not just because she's protecting Clark, but because she's testing the limits of what a player can get away with in terms of speaking out. Think about it. If Sophie can call out double standards and not face heavy fines, maybe others can too. If Sophie can step into the enforcer role and become a fan favorite for it, maybe others will stop playing nice with the league's narratives. If Sophie can show loyalty to her teammates over league politics, They want the boost in ratings, but they don't want Clark to overshadow the veterans. They want new fans tuning in, but they don't want to admit that Clark has fundamentally changed the league's popularity. And when things get too heated, like the targeting of Clark on the court, they'd rather downplay it than face the reality. Fans have noticed how Clark has been treated. They've noticed the questionable officiating. They've noticed the bitterness from certain players. And they've been demanding someone in the league step up and say something. Sophie Cunningham has become that person. When she speaks, fans feel validated. When she defends Clark, fans feel heard. And when she pushes back against the league's control, fans rally behind her. This isn't just about one player's reputation anymore. It's about reshaping the culture of the WNBA. Make no mistake, the WNBA is paying attention to this too. The league doesn't like when players take control of the narrative. They prefer polished, carefully crafted press conferences. They prefer silence on controversial topics. But Sophie Cunningham is the opposite of that. She's raw, she's emotional, and she's unapologetically real. So right now, the WNBA is in a tough spot. Do they try to rein her in? Or do they let her continue speaking truth to power? Either way, Sophie is holding the cards. Inside the Indiana Fever locker room, Cunningham's impact is even bigger. You've got a young team, led by Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, trying to find its identity. You've got veterans like Kelsey Mitchell, who have been through years of struggle with the franchise. And then you've got Sophie, stepping in as both a protector and a culture setter. So here's where we're at. Sophie Cunningham is destroying the WNBA's control, not by going to war with the league directly, but by doing something even more powerful, standing up for what's right, defending her teammates, and refusing to be silent. She's showing the fans that players see what's happening. She's showing her teammates that they're not alone. And she's showing other players that it's possible to speak out without being crushed by the system. That's why other players are watching her every move. They know she's setting a precedent, and they know it could shape the future of the league. And for fans, this is exactly the kind of passion and authenticity that makes the WNBA worth watching. Sophie Cunningham isn't just playing basketball, she's changing the culture. So what do you think? Is Sophie Cunningham really destroying the WNBA's control? Or is this just one moment in a bigger story? Do you think more players will follow her lead? Or will the league find a way to silence her? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what you all think about this. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update.